Welcome to the Gentleman's Talk, where the podcast talks about a man's battle with mental health, his personal experiences, and his journey to be a better soul. Hosted by James Dean Littlejohn.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Gentleman's Talk, and more importantly, live. Hold on while I just sort the rest of my phone out, because I've jumped on live. There you go, boom, boom, boom. Why jump on live? I don't know. I was sat here. I wasn't even going to do a podcast tonight, to be fair. I was meant to do one. I meant to do a live with a friend of mine. But I was literally preoccupied, unfortunately, with my daughter consuming my evening. And, I was sat there. To be perfectly honest, I was sat there deep in my thoughts. I was on my own, and I just felt a little bit sort of kind of, I don't know, easy to say. I felt a bit lonely. I was overthinking a lot of situations. I was overthinking friendships, and I was doing all sorts of crazy stuff there. And I was like, no, stop. You get yourself a bit preoccupied and do what you do best and what you love doing, and that is talking on the podcast. And here I am. I've been learning so much actually recently, even to the point where there's quite a few of my podcast listeners which are actually in the United States. Excuse me. Pardon me. And basically, I was just trying to look at their stats that they have, and to be perfectly honest, they have quite a few mental health issues. And even in California, which welcome to you, the Americans listen to this podcast, even they have 1/6 of their population have mental health problems. So it's like it's crazy. I mean, we all know very much that mental health affects everybody worldwide. We're in a more fast-paced environment than ever before, and basically, we need to manage ourselves, and it's becoming more and more apparent. And the more we talk about it, the more I don't know. It's really it's one of those ones where the more you talk about it, the more open you are. Oh, hey, Bilster, how's it going, buddy? I just jumped on, mate. I was late. I know you're listening away, mate. It's probably late for you. You lot are all tucked up in bed. I'm having a night off. So, what the hell is going on here? He's thinking, are you cheating on me? Are you cheating on me? It's the first instance I've got, mate. The kids are in bed. Everybody's in bed. And, I was sat there, mate, a bit sort of lonely, just kind of in my head a little bit, going a bit crazy. And I just thought, you know what? You want to do a podcast? Jump on, try something live. And yeah, I just thought I'd rant on for a little bit. I'm really conscious I need to do part 2 of my podcast, which is going to be quite a difficult one. But to be honest, I was learning loads of stuff. I've been learning absolutely oodles of stuff. What's he said there, mate? I'm trying to read. You should do some push-ups like the Nelster. You can piss off, mate. I'm not doing push-ups, mate, until I have to. Although I do need, it was a spur on, but what he means there, everyone that's listening, is I just decided to chuck myself into a challenge. It's one of those things that pops up on Facebook, said to me, do 100 press-ups a day, for a month, which is 3,000 press-ups, and I thought to myself, I'll do that. I'll jump on board. It'll kickstart my fat ass to get out of bed and do some exercise. More importantly as well, because like today is probably the first day I felt a little bit normal. I had a little bit of man flu. I was a bit hungover for a couple of days, and today's the first day I've actually eaten as well. So I've gone from not eating for 3 or 4 days, feeling a bit weak, to right, I'm going to eat what I want. And the first thing I did was crack open a cider like an absolute prick. And I was like, no, you need to have a goal. I need to have a goal to get fit for and kickstart it. And I know it's really easy to say, but I haven't got a holiday coming up. I haven't got anything coming up in that sort of sense. I don't rely on being fit for any kind of activity that I do. So for me, it's kind of trying to kickstart myself back into it, because I do enjoy it. I do enjoy the exercise side of things. But yeah, it was, casting my mind back. So, it was just, one of those things. I was just sat there learning a little bit, and I was learning a little bit about America, because I was conscious about the little stat there that I said about Americans. And obviously they have their own mental health spectrum, but except a lot of them, unfortunately, they don't, they don't get the structure we get. I mean, we got a pretty poor mental health system. I think it's better than it was. I don't think it's as good as it could be, but hey ho, it's better than when they get in the likes of. Oi, 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 Nelly's on as well, mate. Love you. You two fucking tucked up in bed. Nelly's done 100 push-ups because he's a fucking Looney Tune. And anyway, yeah, hi guys, hi. Love my fucking, these are my absolute legend of this is my little circle that I talk about. The little circle that I talk about all the time. These are the people in my circle. And I don't mean as in I'm the fucking leader. We all know I'm King Ding-a-ling, but no, these are the guys I rely on. So it's nice for listening, guys. So so it's a little bit it was a little bit of a funny one. Like I said, I was looking at the stats and I was thinking, Christ, it is worldwide. And I think because I'm invested in mental health as a person, and do you know what, my brother came round. I'll tell you a little story. My brother came round to stay, and he was surprised me. I was actually sat there like a fucking complete and utter tick, and that was a dick. That was a dick and a tit. So tick. I don't know. I fuck knows. But anyway, I was sat there on TikTok, and I was just fucking spewing through this shit, and then my brother, it was a knock at the door, and I knew everyone was out of work. My wife was out of work. My 2 children were working for my wife because we're now sweatshop workers. We don't pay them a lot, but they do a lot for us. So fucking get it in while you can. That's the beauty of having our own business. We get to sweatshop our own kids in now, supposedly. So I'm up for that. I don't mind. But they were off there, so I had the house to myself, and I was just sort of sat there, toying with the idea of whether I just chuck a bit of peanut butter on myself and throw myself around the room. That wasn't an idea. It was an idea, but it wasn't something I was going to do in case I got caught. But ultimately, I was sat there anyway, TikToking it up, doing the fucking good stuff. And there was a ring at the doorbell. I didn't expect it. I was like, who the fuck's this? Dog's booting off. My brother stood there, and I was like, all right, mate. What the fuck are you doing here? And he said I was popping around on Thursday. And I was like, great, pop in, mate. Come on, we'll have a cup of tea. And he was looking around my house because I've done a lot of renovations recently, and I've just built a walk-in wardrobe last couple of days. So it's been fucking manic. And, he was coming around to support me, and look at my fucking work. And I felt fucking super happy about that. And, so we were just talking heart to heart, and do you know what? He was only going to pop in for 5 minutes, and he ended up staying for an hour and a half. And in that time, it was weird. We were sort of chatting away, and he's struggling, just like we all are at the moment. And it was I felt, I don't know what it was. I if anyone that knows me, when I go through my mental health problems and when I was deep in my depression, we all get this thing where we get addictions, and I don't mean addictions to drugs and drinks, although that can be an addictive thing. For me, my addiction was when I used to buy things. So I have like 15 pairs of Adidas trainers. Adidas was my thing. I have like 15 watches, all ranging in fucking like all Hugo Boss and stuff like that. So this is where my addiction went. I had like 15 pairs. I think 15 was the number for me for what I would buy. I had 15 pairs of glasses that I never fucking wear because I have to wear prescription sunglasses, but they look fucking cool. I couldn't wear the fucking things, but I look cool because I wanted to get into the surfer scene. And et cetera, and it goes on. So I had these trainers sat upstairs, and my brother was like just chatting away to me, and I was like, he gets by, he does a fucking fantastic job, but he doesn't account for certain things, and this is where I think the things I talk about in mental health all the time with men is sometimes we get sideswiped. We can account for certain things, but when you have children, and specifically children, or even, like I say, you don't have to have children, pets. How many times have you had a pet? You'll get sideswiped by something that will crop up and go, okay, the pet's hurt his fucking leg. Well, it's the same with children. They turn around and go, but it's not so much hurt the leg because you just fucking tell them to man the fuck up, put a bit of tubey grip on them and give them to my boyfriend, man the fuck up. That's what we did in my day, move on. Then we take them to A&E, they finish crying, they post all over social media, etc., etc. The fucking world's literally caved in on them because they've stubbed their toe, etc., etc. So it's... got to go to bed, mate. I'll listen tomorrow. Live potty tomorrow. Yes, mate. Definitely. 100%, mate. Get some snooze, buddy, and I'll carry on jibbing away. Have a listen tomorrow, mate. And, sorry, where was I? So, oh God, I've completely lost my train of thought now. So, Yeah, he was. So he came around. We were chatting away. That was it. And you get sideswiped by your kids, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. He's got a daughter who's I can say it because she's an absolutely fucking beautiful lady, and one of his daughters got autism, and he does struggle because it's not something we prepared for. We didn't prepare to be looking after an autistic child, and autism, like at the best of times, and I commend people that do it and I've got a friend of mine that looks after autistic children, and it is struggles. It's very rewarding, but it is fucking hard work. And then you couple that with your own child, and you've got that 24/7, so he gets sideswiped. But it was a little thing, I think the other day, that he said to me that she wanted specific pens for a specific job, and that's autism. That's the level of details that they go to, and he had to get these pens, but they were like really expensive, and he didn't expect the sideswipe. So he was just sort of sat there, and then he wanted some special shoes for his daughter. She wanted these specific shoes, and he did everything he can, which is all you can do as a dad, is you can just do everything you can. And his trainers were looking a bit tatty, he said, and he was telling me the story today, and he doesn't know that I had these trainers, by the way. And he sat there and he said, yeah, Claire turned around to me and said, well, don't you need new trainers? Ada was like, look, I'm always going to provide for my children first. They get the best. I'll do what I can until they can earn money, and then they look after themselves, and I'll hopefully get my life back. That's what you make a sacrifice as a dad. So he's put himself aside, even though he works, fucking 9 till 5, works all the hours fucking God sends, has really, really pushed himself, even though he's got dyslexia himself. So he struggles with these things. He's now a project manager. Super fucking proud of him. And, he didn't expect this sideswipe. So he came around today and he was telling me, and I went, look, mate, just hold on a minute. And I walked upstairs, and this is, please don't take this in a snobby sense, because it's not a snobby sense at all. As in, like, look at me, I've got 15 pairs of trainers. Absolutely not. I can caveat that with, that's all on credit cards and such like. So, it's what you do with an addiction. You spend, and you just try to make yourself fucking happy. You constantly try and feed that euphoria. When you're sad, you go, if I buy something, I'll be fucking happy, because it will give me that instant gratification. It genuinely doesn't. It will do briefly, but like I've said, a lot of my stuff now I give away, because I've had it, I've spent the money, there's nothing I can do with it. I want to make someone else happy. So I went upstairs and I had this pair of Nike Air Max. And they were nice trainers, but they weren't suited for me. I didn't really like them. They were I got them as a run-in trainer, but they're not run-in trainer. They're more like a fashion trainer. But they were white, and I don't wear white. I always wear, I normally wear like the Adidas Samba style, the flip-floppy type things as well, and, the sliders. That's normally what I wear. I'm quite specific. I just wear them nice and comfortable. So I gave them to him, and they needed a pair of laces. They'd only been worn once. They were pristine, fucking same size as me. He said he was size 9. I'm sure he's not. I'm sure he's a size 8, but he said he'd wear a fucking size 9 because he knew he was going to get something out of me. I'd love that. Snidey little fuck. But, I gave him to him, and I had a brand new pair of orange laces, and it had an orange stripe through it. And I said to him, take them, please. I want you to be happy. You put some nice new shoes on. You feel special when you walk around. If I can do that, and it hasn't cost me anything, then I'm happy to do that. And I did. And he walked away, and we spoke for an hour and a half, and, he spoke about the troubles that he's going through. He really needed that fucking chat with me. You could see that. And I needed that chat with him. I do love my chats with the boys. I don't care what anyone says. When I have an individual chat with everybody, or even a group chat, the individual chats mean a lot more to me, because group chats, you can get lost in a lot of people's translations. But when you get an individual message, it's personal. It's to you. It's that extra little bit. You acknowledge you've gone that extra mile. So, for me, that hour and a half with him was fantastic. I got a lot out of it. I listened to him. We put the world to rights. We even put politics to rights. I don't know how we squeezed that in, but I suppose when you get to a certain age, close to your 40s, I'm above, he's below, so we're even out at the 40s. You talk politics, and it's politics, not politics, it's politics. That's what we talk, because it's all bollocks, and we just it's the ticks on the end, you know what I mean? So, but we did all that, and it was really nice. He went away, have a couple of beers tonight, we're going to have a chat tomorrow again, and then I'm seeing him on Saturday. So it was really, really nice, but it just kind of emphasises the time and the problems that you face as a genuine man, male, whatever. I know that we all talk about how everybody experiences different things. But as a man, you genuinely do struggle. I think there's so much pressure. And I looked at my brother today and I was like, even I feel the pressure. And I'm in what would be classed as a relatively decent job, actually. You know, I would be classed as, and it's not, again, snobby way, the middle class area. But we're not. We're so far from being middle class now. There's such a divide that everybody, even people that, you know, that are going out and doing professions, are struggling. And it's disheartening to hear, because not from a, you know, you just work harder, I suppose. You could just do that way. There's easy ways out of it. But the disheartening bit is you hear the pressures, and it's not the pressures that anyone else feels. It's the pressures that you feel as a man. And I think that we all feel them in our own certain ways. I've got a group, like I say, I can individually tell all the pressures with my little group. I absolutely fucking love each individual ones. And they all mean their own uniqueness to me, because it's important to understand and that everybody has their own similar. Although my problems aren't financial. My problems are my body weight, you know, the fact that I'm not doing a lot, the fact that I don't have, you know, I don't go out and socialise and speak to my friends as much. They're my kind of little hang-ups, you know. So they're my worries and my stresses. You might be stressed about your job. You might be stressed about your family, your children. You know, I've got a massive stress with my children. So, you know, and they're the difficult things that keep chucking you aside. And it was listening to his, like I said, his stresses and strains were his kids, really. AD was like, I can work fucking hard. If I need to earn money, I'll go and earn money. That doesn't bother me. He's a proper, you know, he's an 80s baby. All the fucking, anything fucking prior to 90s backwards, mate. You're all switched on. You know, if you've got to earn it, you go and earn it. There's no piss and a moan about it. It's the only way it's going to come. But his dedication is to his children. And he's sacrificing. We all sacrifice. We do it some of us do it unknowingly. Most of us do it knowingly at some sort of degree. But we all get chucked this pressure. And then all of a sudden you might be walking down, and like tonight, for instance, to give you an example, I was happy as fucking Larry. I was outside just chilling in my little half moon egg thing that I've got in the back garden, looking at the fucking skies, chilling out. I come down and my daughter is absolutely fucking bawling and fucking shouting at me because of shit I didn't even know what went on, and it was all kicking on. I was like, I don't need this pressure. And then I'm getting told that, you know, my daughter wants to leave college, you know, she doesn't want to do this, and I'm just like, it's all these little side swipers that you don't expect. And I've been kicked in the fucking nuts so many times at stupid o'clock in the day, you know, you don't expect it. You're like, wow. And I was even trying to analyse, really, the other day. I was sat there trying to analyse the shit I'd been through and the shit that I know that all my friends have been through. And you think to yourself, you live it all together, but we all go through these individual fucking processes in life that we hold on to. And with a struggling NHS system and a struggling mental health system, it makes it even harder. You just kind of, and you always revert back. I don't care what anyone says. You can go through. I've been through CBT therapy. I've been through 36 or whatever, 34 sessions, something like that. It's fucking years now, but it's around the 30s if I remember, just in case someone really does pick me up on that. And do you know what? Yeah, it's given me a foundation, but I'm learning more now about talking about it all the time and making those changes and actively doing what I'm reading. I'm making more waves in my life now than I ever have done. And it is developing. Every month something new happens, or I know for a fact that it's an achievement to be able to talk to my friends every single day for the last 10 months. Every day, every single fucking day we talk, to the point where this morning I didn't leave a message at my normal time, and we all have this little routine. It's become a really good foundation part of our life. And we have this little routine where, and I know when everybody's roughly going to leave their message. It's how addictive it comes when you talk to your friends. And I know then when a certain person doesn't leave a message, Billster, you know, he's doing other things. So, but the people that are religious, one of my mates, Kieran, he is literally religious. He's 7:10 to 7:15 every single fucking day. And normally I'm around about the 7:30 mark, and we used to get a similar time from the Nelster, but, you know, he's changed jobs, so it's normally about 9, and Billy will normally get his midday fucking, if he can squeeze one in. And so we all know each other, and we all leave those messages. So this morning it was 10 to 11. Bearing in mind, cast my back, I've had man flu. I was in bed. I went to bed at 10 o'clock last night, And the first time I woke up was my mate calling me at 10 to, I think it was 10 to 11, yeah, when he rung me up. He said, sorry, have I just woke you up? I was like, yes, you have, mate. You've just woke me up. And he was like, I'm so sorry. He said, no, mate, you just didn't leave a message. I was making sure everything was okay. Because he's listened. We had a really deep, in-depth chat on Friday at 3 o'clock in the morning. And, you know, I am not going to lie. I am regressing with the news that I'm hearing, you know, with regards to my daughter and all that sort of stuff. It is challenging me. It's challenging me sometimes. I do have these waves of, on these spells, and it was kind of nice to talk it openly, but, you know, he's been checking in periodically now, and he was like, mate, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm good, mate. I've just fucking woke up. But it works, and I think that the important message from that there is, when you engage with your friends, you build relationships, you build friendships, you become your little unity, knowing that you're always feeling protected. And I would do the same. If someone didn't leave a message for, you know, like say Billster, he's a bit sporadic with his messages because he's got his own things going on. But when he does message, we know he's going to message in 2 or 3 days, no later. So it's kind of, you know, that's going to happen. You know that if, you know, a couple of us don't message within a 1 to 2 days maximum, I mean, you're going to ring up, you're going to check they're okay. So it works. It's absolutely incredible. Hold on, bear with me a second. I'll just take a sip of my drink because I'm a bit dry-throated. And so I was just sort of kind of reflecting. Like I said, I cast my mind back. I was reflecting a little bit tonight, and I was sat there, and I had a bit of a tough day. It's just, I think, because I'm not doing anything, and I felt a bit better this afternoon. I should have gone and done something, but I wanted to be fully recuperated, ready for hopefully tomorrow to charge back at it. But yeah, I have found things a little bit difficult, and I've sort of jumped on a bit of TikTok, and I've had a couple of conversations, and a guy that said to me, actually, I said about continuous improvement on my TikTok. I basically said, little message, and I just went, you know, mental health takes continuous improvement, and I really do believe it does. And he messaged me on the actual thing, messaged me back saying, God, it sounds like an uphill chaos battle, and ever enduring, or something silly like that, I think it was. And I messaged him direct back saying, no, absolutely, mate. If you put it in that context and look at it like that negatively, then yeah. If you look at it like a business model, then yeah, you are. Because when you look at a business model for continuous improvement, I know because I've done the fucking course, because I love it. But when you look at the continuous improvement, that's what you're supposed to do every 3 months. You know, you're supposed to pull in line and check your systems work and continuously improve. Falls in line with ISO 9001 as well, if you really want to be a boring twat. And that's all to do with your manufacturing processes and all that sort of stuff. So it's really, really important that you look at life like that as a business, but you don't look at your own life, your own uniqueness as a business. And I said, he said, can we not just be happy with homeostasis? And I said, you can. That's the purpose. Keep looking for continuous improvement until you get happy. Once you're happy, you don't need to look for it anymore. You just need to evolve with the times. If you start feeling sad again, have a little adjustment. It's not a continuous improvement. It's not something we need to better ourselves all the time. You don't continuously need to develop. If you've reached a point in your life where you're like, do you know what? I'm content. I'm in a good job. I've got a great family. I can see the future's better because, you know, my kids are going to grow up, so they're going to be less of a burden on me financially. I'm going to be able to do more things with my own personal life while my kids are protected by me to move on. I'm going to carry on trying to charge through in work where I can, but if not, I'm not fussed. I'm comfortable. That's homeostasis. That's ultimately what you're looking for. Yeah, it is 110%. And when you get to that point, brilliant, stop. And if you start feeling sad again, try and adjust it, because you've got to a point then where you can manage your mental health. And that's what we talk about. We all try to manage our mental health. We try to continuously develop and evolve because we want to look at ourselves. Like for me, for instance, I can give you prime examples. I've tried. I went out, like I said, last Friday. I absolutely enjoyed it to a degree, but in other ways, and like I said in my previous podcast, would I do it again? No. I'd rather people came round to the Clock and Balls, and we had a night in where we all felt safe. We all had a really good time, and we had loads of banter, and we didn't spend a fucking fortune, and we just chilled out, and we all woke up in the morning happy as Larry. So we continuously evolve. I thought I wanted a social element. I didn't need the social element. I've got the social element with the people that are around me. They're the people I want to spend time with. The other ones are fake. Do you know what I mean? So, would have been an idea. Yeah, exactly. Cheers, Nick, because Nelson was with me. So yeah, it's kind of, you need to continuously improve all the time. Not, as I said in my TikTok, and as I said in my last podcast, we are all unique fingerprints. We are all a fingerprint. We're unique. Everyone's an individual. What may work for me may not work for you. I might go out and run fucking 3 miles every day and feel fucking great about it. Absolutely fucking love it. Listen to the sound of the fucking, listen to the sound of the road as I slap my feet down. I've seen the fucking adverts. That's as far as you're getting with me running. So I get it. That might work for people. Other people might go, I like cycling. Other people might go, I like bungee jumping. Whatever. You need to find that uniqueness, but you don't know what it is until you try it. You have to try something. And if it's in your affordability range and it's manageable, then keep doing it and it will keep making you happy. Your happiness should revolve around, how do you feel at work? Do you feel content? Do you feel happy? Do you feel like you're getting something out of life? Do you feel like you're doing enough to make you happy, to earn enough money but keep other people happy, in that sort of sense? That's happiness. Do you walk through the front of your door and are you greeted by smiles? Not all the time, because that's fucking not family life. But ultimately, do you go to bed and are you cuddling and are you happy? Yeah, you should be. And if you're not, then that's another bit that we need to adjust for. And you need to look at ways of improving. But all of these develop. Have you got the right friends around you? Have you got the people that are going to show you the same love as you're showing them? If you have, brilliant. Once you start getting these in place, once you start making sure that all of these little figures, these pillars, I call them, which are the pillars to life, when you start getting them structured right and you get them so they're not wonky and falling over, everything just will feel strong. And that's what you want. That's ultimately what the goal and the purpose of our mental health is. So if you get your family right and that bit's content and everything's working happy for you, brilliant. You don't need to work out anymore. It's natural now. It becomes maintenance, which is easier, periodically in checking you in, making sure you do every now and then go out for a hotel night with your wife, just you two, so you can act like fucking school kids again. That's important, especially if you've got children. It's okay at home, but we all know that it's all balanced out in the fact that it feels fucking funny, especially as the kids get older. So, but you need to make the effort to do that. The same as your friends. Do you have the right friends? Yes, I do, because they look after me. Send them little gifts, send them messages, send them fucking whatever, invite them out, go out for, come around socials and things like that. They're the right people. If you message them and rung them right now, would they take your call and would they listen to you because it's nearly midnight? If they are, and they're the people for you, they're the right people that are going to put the effort into you. They know that in your darkest hour, you're going to have someone around you. Your family. Family is a difficult one. I understand it. With blood, you have to live with it. But you don't have to. If you don't want to talk to someone in your family just because they're blood, don't put them aside. We don't need that toxicity. And these are all important things, these pillars of life. And when I said earlier on, and the guy said to me, it sounds like an uphill battle, a big fucking saga, and I was like, it probably is, if you look at life like that. But I don't, because once you've found the bits that are happy, you don't have to work on them anymore. You just maintain them. So you just maintain those friends. You maintain those friends the best way you can. You maintain your family the best way you can. You maintain your work the best way you can without stressing yourself out. So you impact the other two pillars. It's a balancing act through life. Yes, you're going to get chucked a curveball. I've just talked about them. I've been chucked a curveball, the fucking biggest curveball I think I can ever take. I mean, if I was in that game called Wiffle Ball, mate, I'd have fucking absolutely taken that guy out because it was a curveball, But hey, you sit there. What can you do about it? You take it on the chin. You try to muscle on through. But don't try and muscle on through on your own. Always have the right people around you. The people that are going to ring you the next day. The people that are going to message you and say, how are you, mate? This isn't a group one. This is an individual. Whatever. Make sure you're okay. Set plans for the future with the right people. All of these are really important parts to developing the right people around you. Otherwise, you'll continually feel lost. You really will. If you've got any of those pillars crumbling, you will lose. And it is the way you look at it. If your work is dreadful and you hate fucking work, what do? We drag our work life into our home life, because that's what we do. We bitch and moan about the place that we spend most of our time, and if it's a shit time, you're going to bitch and moan about it to everyone around you. So what happens then? You bitch and moan about it, your fucking missus or your whatever, your partner turns around and gets fucked off of you because all you're doing is moaning about it. You're also stressed because you're stressed with work, having to put up with that bollocks every fucking day. You're tired. You then lose the activity with your partner. You lose the integration with your kids. You start fucking drinking. This is a spiral that it can go down. This is how easily it can go down. You then piss and moan at your friends. Your friends don't stand by you. What they do is they walk off, because you may have the wrong friends around you. Do you see what I mean? How easy those pillars can crumble when you don't look after them. And if you get everything manageable, and this is the key word, manageable, when you get the right people around you and you get the right job that for the right money that you can sustain, sometimes, yes, we have to go up and down and we have to fluctuate. Sometimes you have to put yourself under a little stress to get a bit more money in. Everyone's got different financial situations. I understand that, absolutely. But once you get those in place, you just tik-tok through. You just keep going up until you get to that point. You work hard, you save. But if you've got to support your family, they'll help you. And that's where it works. And you work as a team. And then your friends, they come along and they'll help you as well, and in whatever way, whether it's go round and, do you know what? I said to Kieran when he's taken a bit of a pay cut for an absolute fantastic opportunity, and I said to him, don't worry, mate, you'll be coming round. We'll have parties round with the crew in the Clock and Balls, and it'll be cheap as Charlie's. I don't want to say chips because I'm hungry. And that's what friends are there for. Friends are there to make things easier for you in your hour of need. The way I always look at it, life at the moment is, the way I look at life is, all I'm really doing is building a group of friends that are going to be there at my funeral. Do you know what I mean? That's what you're doing. You're building, you're meeting people to meet you at your funeral, so you might as well get the right ones that are going to there and enjoy it along the way with you. I know it sounds like a bit of a morbid way. It's probably because it's almost midnight and I'm fucking sat here with a weak cider left. Hold on, while I supple on it. And alcohol free, by the way. Yeah, we have to continuously manage, and that's what I said to this guy. I turned around to him and said, "Look, mate, I'm not looking at it don't look at it as a negative. It's very easy to put a negative spin on things, very easy." So I just explained to him, no, if when you get to that point where you're happy, stay happy, mate. Stay happy. You don't need to look any further. And if something changed and there's a chink in the armor, look for where the chink is. You're only as strong as your weakest link. So when that link is giving up, you need to repair that link. You need to look after that link and nurture that link a bit further. And that's what we constantly do with each other. We all do that as human beings. And it's a very difficult process. It can be time consuming sometimes, but I guarantee the rewards are endless. If you've got the right people around you, the rewards are incredible. And yeah, we all make mistakes. Christ, I make mistakes all the time. But at the end of the day, I'm enjoying life, and I would hate to get to the end of my life and go, do you know what? I didn't make any mistakes. I was fucking perfect. I'd hate that, because that means I haven't lived. Because if you don't make mistakes, you're not getting arrested. You're not, you're not having fun. You're not doing stupid shit. If you're just this, monotone, go through fucking life, I want to get to the end and be fucking perfect. If you want that, then fine. But you've missed out on 90% of life. I guarantee it. I've done some stupid shit that I shouldn't have done, and I've laughed my ass off, and I have some incredible memories. I've done some stuff that I can do, which, that I've enjoyed, that I would never thought I would have done. I never thought I would have done a skydive. I did it, and I absolutely fucking loved it. So if you get to the end of your life and say that you've had a perfect life, you've not lived. And maybe that's my personal opinion. It probably is, but at the same time, I think it's worked for me. Yes, I've made some serious mistakes and I've paid for them, but that's where you become a man. If you live up to your mistakes, and when I fail, I hold my hand up now. I never used to when I was younger. I was young, dumb, and full of fucking cum, as they say. And for me personally, yeah, I've made some silly mistakes. And when I was a bit younger, I tried to get out of it. You don't want those mistakes. Now I go, yeah, if I made a mistake, I'm humble about it. I've made a mistake, or yeah, I got fucking too drunk last night. I shouldn't have fucking, I shouldn't have fucking fallen down the stairs and smashed my fucking face off the floor or whatever, or kicked the fucking door in because I couldn't get the key in the lock, whatever. You make these mistakes in life, and when you get to the end, you need to be. I'm smiling now at the mistakes I've made. I've got a smile on my face because I know that I've made them, and they've been fun. Every single time, there's always a way I can put a spin on things to make it happy. So it's quite a sort of kind of, like I say, it's reassuring. It's reassuring to look after those people and look after those things around you, and move away from the negativity. I get a lot of, even I do it. Sometimes we hold on to things that we shouldn't be holding on to. We need to physically let people go. I've been super fucking anxious lately. I've really have been stressed out to buggery, almost thinking have I upset people and all this. So thought processes go all the way through your mind. And even just the other day, like I said, Kieran was looking at not going to his new job because he was worried about it, and he took a phone call from me and some messages to say, dude, this is why you're doing it, bosh bosh bosh. We all need to look for that extra little bit of support, and I do all the time. I'll ask my mates, guys, can you help me out? What's the right process for this? Am I doing the right thing? It's good to have a different perspective on everything, and I think that is the balance that I've got in the group I talk with. So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, I was and I was just sort of chewing the fat, and I was having a chat. So I'll go cast my mind back to Adrian as I digress massively, and to see his smile on his face, and to see him, feel good about himself. I've been feeling very rewarding lately. I feel very rewarded, should I say, not rewarding, rewarded. Just because I've had some really good, I've had some ups, I've had some downs, but I try to reflect on the ups now, and I've had a lot of occasions where, I've had a really good night out with two. Say Nellie's listening to me now, and Kieran. I've recently seen the Bilster. My brother came around today. I'm seeing him Saturday. I've seen some of my family a couple of Fridays ago, and I spent all Thursday with my dad. We went out walking all day, and we watched a movie for like 2.5 hours. Excuse me. And it was incredible. So I've had some good experiences lately, and that's because I'm constantly trying to better myself. I'm constantly trying to evolve, and this is where I was casting my mind back, and I was saying to the guys, you have to evolve all the time. You have to look for the things that make you happy. They might be in small doses. Would I see my dad every day? Actually, I probably would. But there may be people out there that you go, do you know what, he makes me happy, but I need to see him in small doses, or I need to do this, or I enjoy my sport, but I need to do it in small doses, because it's like me. If I went and did weight training now, I enjoy weight training, but I know for a fact I haven't done it for about 2.5 years, and I know for a fact it'd fucking cripple me. So I'm like, but I will hopefully pull myself back into it, but it's a slow process. So you have to manage these things, manage expectations, but you do things in small doses, and that's where you get the enjoyment in life. It's not by doing one thing so much you get sick of it, but actually trying new things. And hopefully we'll get something sort of, the more that you gel, that you start building new occasions, you start building new experiences together. So yeah, like I say, I've had some good times, and I just really wanted to sort of share that with you, because like I say, it was even though you can reflect, and even just talking to you right now has helped me reflect on those good occasions, because it was only an hour ago where I was sat there going, fucking hell, I've got nothing, I'm fucking stressed out, I felt anxiety, I was sat watching fucking TV, and I was like, fuck this, I just felt lonely. I've come straight on here and already captured 2 of my friends, and I've pumped a load of conversation into you guys, and for me, I already feel like I've got a smile on my face. I feel like I can now finish my fucking my week cider and go to bed, and go to bed happy. And that's the importance of talking. I think it's so important to reach out when you actually need the help, or even if you don't need the help. Sorry, that's wrong. That's completely. Let me go back. When you need the help, reach out. That's what it is. Actually reach out. That's what I meant. Not as in. So I don't want you to not do it. You need to reach out to those people. And I see a lot of TikToks recently saying, "Oh, I'm lonely," and all this. And it is, you can get sideswiped with feeling lonely. I've had it. I can be happy as Larry, and all of a sudden I can feel really fucking horrendously lonely, even though I could be surrounded by everybody in my house and fucking 2 dogs sat next to me. I can absolutely feel lonely, and it's where the importance is, when you feel those loneliness, is to do something you enjoy. and try and cast your mind into the memories that make you happy again. So already just talking to you has brought out the happy memories. It's made me smile. It's made me cast my mind back, and it's already made me look at the future. Like I said, I'm looking at an event this Christmas with Nelster. Hopefully some s'mores, some fucking burnt mushrooms on the mushrooms, fucking marshmallows, dickhead. Some burnt marshmallows on the beach. Stop talking at a high pitch. Some burnt marshmallows on the beach, and then back to his house, which would be absolutely lovely because he's got a beautiful home. And it's like looking forward to things like that, and hopefully make a couple of Christmas do. It'll be our Christmas do for the things. And hopefully we'll get ourselves squared away, and we'll enjoy it. We'll get a few people over. We might even hopefully be able to get Bilster over. You never know. It'd be absolutely incredible if we could get all four of us together. And yeah, so it's really important to make sure that you look after yourself constantly, and talk and actively talk. That's the most important bit. That's what I want to leave you with tonight. Actively talk, because if you don't, you bottle shit up. You'll get to a point where you'll just explode, and it will never be good for anyone, you or anyone around you. It's so important that you look after yourself in that sort of sense, and that's where the evolution comes. We start by talking. We start by opening up. We start by allowing the right people to listen to us. And when we get that right confidence feedback back from the person listening, that's when we start feeling those good feelings. That's when we start feeling protected, and we start feeling safe. And I don't mean it from a pathetic point of view, because people will interpret that with, oh God, we're doing safe and protected. You're not a fucking man. It's not about that. It's about having people to trust. It's about having people that will listen to you and not judge you. It's about people listening to you and actually offering you advice, not sitting there and judging you. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, Nelson, mate. Big love, brother. We've got your back. Yeah, man, and that's it. And that's what I appreciate. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, Nelly. We've got your back, and I've got your guys, and that's the most important aspect. And that's where we nurture the right people around us that look after us. They won't take advantage of us in our weakest moments. We know that at our weakest moments, they're the ones that are going to be the barriers protecting us around us. That's the importance. And it can sound as amateurish, or it can sound as childish as you want it to sound, but it's not like that. It's not intended like that. The metaphor is, we all like to have people we can trust and have faith in. Even as men, we still need to feel like we're part of something, and by being part of a circle of trust, that's a really important part. It's a bond that can't be broken, and all you do with the right people is you develop more memories. And with those memories, that bond gets stronger. And then when you're sat there old as fuck, pissing your pants, flicking shit everywhere, etc., or fucking trying to pull spider webs on the fucking nurses, when you're doing all that, you'll all be in the same place, chuckling, laughing at the memories that you've just had for 25 plus years. That's the important bit. That's what we get to. That's the goal. Flicking shit. I don't know, mate. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm just thinking I'm going to be a dirty old man. He says that as he's a dirty young man. So yeah, it's important, and this is what this is all about. It's not about trying to make it hard work. It's about trying to make it easy. It's about supporting each other. It's about being open, honest, and just having a fucking good time, getting on with it, just getting on with life in a good way, shoving out all the shit, and by sharing the shit. And like I said, a problem shared is a problem halved. I live by that. And if you can share that with somebody will take that burden off you. And I had that burden taken off of me, like I said, Friday. I genuinely, I sat there and I was fucking bawling my eyes out at 4 o'clock in the morning. I just didn't want to, I wanted to go to sleep. And I don't mean fucking, go to sleep because it was bedtime. It was probably, but metaphorically speaking, I'd had enough. And it was talking to him that opened up everything. Because, it's not the sort of thing you talk out in the open in the pub. I think that's the bit. That's what I get out of the Clock and Balls now is people that come round, actually, we listen to each other. There's no distractions. It's just us talking, men's talk, putting the worlds to rights, having chats about the shit fucking we have to put up with as dads, husbands, brothers, sons, whatever. It's about putting the world to rights, and also feeling relaxed and safe that you can fucking stumble outside, fall flat on the fucking floor, and we'll all laugh at you. That's what it's about. It's about, as you get that, you start developing. You want quality over quantity. And that's the important aspect. I'm going to leave you with that now. Thanks, Nelster, for listening, mate. Big love as well. Absolutely fucking love your support, mate. And like I said, I love your friendship as well. I'm surrounded by some very amazing people. It's been a tough slog to get us all to where we've got, but we're building a bigger future, a better future. Catch you in the morning, my dude. Yeah, man. Messages in the morning, my mate. Thanks for listening. Get yourself some snooze. You've done those 100 press ups, and hopefully jump on tomorrow if Bill's is going to jump on tomorrow night. But yeah, big love to all the guys, big love to everybody listening, and smash out the. But I know it's your birthday now, mate. I'm going to sing happy birthday on here, mate, for you because it is 3 minutes past 12. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday, dear Nelly. Happy birthday to you. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. There you go, mate. Happy birthday, my big love, man. Happy birthday, mate, and I'll do it again in the morning, but I'm the first man to do it, mate. So big love to you, mate. And what's that? She'll have to chew me off tomorrow. She'll have to chew me off tomorrow, mate. She'll have to do something in the morning, mate. Get you perky. Anyway, stop. You're going to turn this into a smutty program, mate.